Is here with Pudge IG Live, episode 21. Very happy to be here. Very happy to have you guys here. I see a lot of guys over here already up and willing and able to watch. Hold on, give me a second, just some technical difficulties. All right, it's baseball season. I gotta have the game in the back. I want to see the score. That's why I'm in my gear. I got the game on. It's baseball time. I'm excited. I think the whole country's excited because now we have something to do, like watch fucking sports. And I think next week is basketball. So yes, today the Mets. Next week, I don't know. I'll get my Knick jersey. But until then, hey, let's welcome our first guest. Performs all over New York City. He was actually Caroline's Comedy Club March Madness grand champion. I think 2019, I believe. It was just like about it, especially since this year was canceled because of COVID. So that was freaking interesting. So technically, he's the last champion and the reigning champion, and nobody's as dethroned him. Mr. Lawrence Deloach, guys.
Yo, what's up? What's up, Pudge, man? Thanks for having me, bro.
No, happy to have you, man. Looking good, looking good. Glad to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time.
I know. It's been a while, bro. Everything good with you, man?
Yeah, man. Alert, alive, trying to get through this COVID like everyone else, trying to stay busy. I'm down with the technology now, as you can see.
I see, man.
So yeah, man, what you been up to?
Not much, man. Just just trying, like, same thing, man. Just trying to survive. I know you're a big Mets fan. I'm excited that I'm not the biggest baseball fan right now because my guy David Justice retired like 20 years ago. But
he's in Florida now. He owns a fucking team.
Yeah, Justice, nah. He's like a fucking.
Doesn't he?
Nah. David.
I thought he bought a piece of a team. Or was that just? It was Jeter. I thought Justice bought a team too.
Nah, I think Jeter. I know Jeter did.
Jeter did, but not. I thought Justice bought into a team too. That's what they're all doing, man. They're buying pieces. I mean, it's A-Rod, right? He's trying to buy the Mets.
A-Rod, yeah, definitely.
I mean, Magic Johnson has a piece of a team. I think Gretzky has a piece of a team. I'm telling you, everybody has pieces of teams. I thought Justice was in something like, I don't know, he played on a lot of teams.
Nah, he played. I know he played on. I mean, he was actually supposed to be a Met, but I think he got traded to the Athletics right when he was supposed to be a Met back in like 2001 or some shit like that. So, but yeah, that's my dude, man. I've been a Braves fan because of David Justice. I was a Yankees fan because of David Justice. So, and then when he retired.
I was a Halle Berry fan because of David Justice.
That's what everyone says. Everyone is like, yo, fucking Halle Berry was the one, She was the one. But yeah, man, just Pudge, I'm honestly just chilling, man, watching sports. I'm excited about it. There's the NBA is back. So, it's just
next week. Time. It's this week actually.
Yeah, it's I mean right now they're scrimmaging and stuff like that, but next week is, I believe, they have like some actual like games, and then like I believe like a week or two later is when it really gets going full time, like playoffs and things like that. So
yeah, who was the basketball player who snuck out to a strip club?
My
you
man
heard
Lou Will, man. Lou Will keeps it real, man. He went to a strip club, man, and if it wasn't for no snitching rapper, man, Jack Harlow, man, he would have been good because Jack posted a picture on social media with him and Lou Will, and, Lou had the NBA mask, the mask and stuff, and that's how they were kind of able to, figure out who, that Lou Will was out when he wasn't supposed to be, so.
You know what? I don't hate him. I don't hate him. But somebody brought up a good point. I was listening to sports radio, and all these athletes, MLB, NBA, hockey, whatever, you're going to stop every single one of those guys from getting out or bringing in somebody. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of horny men.
Yeah,
that's like horny. Like, come on.
Too much temptation. You can't put a James Harden in a bubble and not expect them to, you know what I mean? Like, James Harden is a notorious strip club dude, man. That's all, so it's tough for these guys because they're grown men and they're used to their own little thing.
No, absolutely. I mean, I can relate a little bit because under the confined spaces that they're living in, I mean, I was in the military and we used to live in the barracks.
Okay.
And there's a lot of testosterone, like, in that area. And and I'm sure they're drinking and they can do, but after a while, you got to get out. You're the hunter and you want to hunt. You can
Of
only, you
course.
know what I mean? It's like you can only stay confined to an area so much. You can only have so much food delivered. You can only consume so much alcohol and play cards so much before you got to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
And those that testosterone. I mean, come on, it's just. I mean, I don't wish it anything bad, but damn, that's a lot of horny motherfuckers to keep indoors locked up for months.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's going to be the big issue. Let's see how long. Right now we're maybe 2-3 weeks into this, but I mean, come August, come or mid August. Let's just see how. I mean, obviously, I think as it progresses and the teams that are left, I mean, the guys are going to be really focused on winning that championship. But right now, it's kind of like dudes ain't used to this, man. This is completely new territory for them.
It's all new. I mean, everyone's just. I mean, there was never rules for this.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, like this whole year is just unprecedented. Everything, all these rules are just, hey, first time. Let's see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a success. It could be a fail. I hope it's a success. I know it's great for us because now we have a distraction. I think we had, in the beginning of this COVID, we had a lot of energy and a lot of time, and nobody was working. I think this will be a great distraction, a great relax. Let's see. It'll get us over the hump, at least in September, October, when hopefully things start opening up.
Well, you got to realize. I mean, hopefully, sports continues to go. Because if not, I mean, at the end of the day, we don't know how long this is going to last before things, possibly get shut down. What if, 20, 30 dudes, unfortunately, contact COVID in the bubble, and then you have like baseball. Like you watch baseball. My boy was telling me the other day. He was like, I think the Mets played the Braves, right? They played the Braves.
Yeah, right now they are. Yeah.
And he was saying how like the two of the Braves catchers was out with COVID.
Yeah.
So it's like when how can you sustain that? Like NFL.
Because they extended the I think because under normal circumstances it's 25-man roster.
Mm-hmm.
For this season they extended it to 30, and then there's another 30, so it's a 60-man. The other 30 they call them taxi squad. So they're in like they are what would be the minor leagues. Under normal circumstances, you pull from your minor leagues, but we don't have minor leagues, so they just have like a draft of like 30 heads on standby somewhere in the hotel. Be like, yo, come through.
That's what I'm saying. So your star player is, if he contacts COVID, like it's kind of like it's a slippery slope, man. Because especially in the NFL, like if you got your quarterback, you got fucking. Brady making, all his money, and then he has COVID, he's out, week 2 and 3. Now the backup it's going to be it's very tricky, man.
I mean, one of the things we always worry about in sports is always injuries. It's always about stay healthy, the healthiest team. But now it's like, hamstrings, sprains, and COVID. It's
COVID, that's a big thing, man.
I'll give them this, though. At least they're able to try. At least they're able to do what they love. We're fucked. Comedians, there's not much out. Have you done anything?
Yeah, I did. I did a show last week. It was on the roof in Brooklyn.
Okay.
It was love. It was dope. It was good to be back on that stage.
You held the mic. You held the mic. God,
yeah.
It was like jealous.
Yeah, it was interesting, and to actually be back on the stage, bro. Like you don't really, because you take it for granted, but at the end of the day, it's been 4 months for a lot of us to be on stage.
Yeah.
So the only thing you're really doing is you're doing virtual shows. You're doing, that's what I'm saying. Like, when you're used to being in front of people and stuff like that, and then for that time you don't really have it, you're kind of like, yo, this is crazy. So to be back on a stage, and even I told it was crazy just to get to the roof. Like that shit was like I felt like I was gonna fall off the stairwell just to get to the roof, but I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it, because at the end of the day, this is what you love, and when you get up there and you see all them people up there. And they want the same shit. They want to laugh. They want to have fun. So we did that.
How heavy is the responsibility more on your shoulders? Because as a comedian, we just go in and we want to make people laugh. But now it's like I feel like they want it more. Like they really want it more. And I'm a little nervous. I haven't had a real show But how much I'm nervous, you know, how much more do they want it, and how less do I have to suck? You know what I'm saying? It's like we used, you know, it's like how many minutes did you have to do on the roof? How much was the set?
It's like 10, 12. It was like
Did
it
you
wasn't.
study? Did you study in your head to?
You
Because
know,
that's what I'm thinking. Like, because actually, I got a show. I'm in I'm a contest at the as in Mohegan. I'm doing the
Okay.
Mohegan comics competition, comics with an X, something like that. And I'm like, it's only 5 minutes, but I'm like, damn, I gotta like really study.
Nah, you know, I'll say this. I mean, yeah, it's always that. Oh man, I haven't done this in so long. I'm gonna be
Right.
nervous, but like after, like it's like you've done it so many times, Pudge. Like you've been in the game for years, bro. And it's just like it's almost like that autopilot, not that autopilot, but once you get back in that first maybe 30 seconds, and you just like, oh shit, like all right, and like you said, they want it. They want to come out, and they want to laugh. They want, like, they're fucking coming out in this too, you know, and they're on the roof.
Because I want to come through. I want to come through, you know, and I just, you know, because I did a couple of Zoom shows, and I did feel that automatic pilot, or I did feel it like come back. It's like this little wave, something like, you know, it like came back. It wasn't the best. The Zoom thing, I'm not totally sold on. But it did feel pretty good. You know, it did feel something, and I did feel that little, you know, that energy inside. I just hope that I can do it standing now with a mic, that feel, you know,
I
that
know
rhythm.
what you mean. I think the Zoom shows, granted, they're
because I'm sitting.
virtual. Yeah, they're sitting. Well, first you're sitting, and then
I'm looking like this. This is I'm like it's like.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a Zoom. It's, you know, people are like, at the end of the day, people are in their living room. You know, I do shows and people are blending smoothies, bro. And at the end of, like, so I think with actual live stand up, and you know this, that people are there to have a good time. I think with Zoom shows, it's kind of like, I'm here. You know, I know someone that may have given me this link to, you know, I'm in the house. And I think that causes, you know, there's been so many times when, you know, people have had to have their mics muted, you know, because people are just like, nope, I'm good. I'm not, you know, people talk too much, or people's blenders are going off, or people have actual phone calls while you're trying to do it. And I think, you know, with Zoom, you can't really take too much into it. Like, you go in there, you just fuck around, you just have your little fun for 10 minutes or whatever, and then you keep it moving. And you just have to know that it's nothing like the real deal, you know?
Yeah. No, it ain't. It ain't. The first one I had, I think I came out hot out the gate. Maybe that first couple minutes I was bent, but then I just felt myself floating in space, and because I didn't. Where's the you know, where's my energy? The energy that gives me the rhythm, you know. And then when I started hitting jokes that I'm not sure if they're hitting, because they're new. They're the Corona jokes. The Corona jokes are all new. We didn't do them before because Corona wasn't around. Okay, so that's the brain fuck right now. So when I send the Corona, is it hitting? I can't tell. I can't tell. I don't know which way to go. You know, it's okay. It's just it's a mind fuck.
Well, I think with the Corona, it's like so interesting because I think when it first happened, obviously people started doing Zoom shows around like maybe late March, early April. So obviously we were going through it, and then when people started coming outside, it's almost like, and I'm not trying to be funny or anything. I feel like those same Corona jokes that we had crafted for those, you know, couple months, now it's just like, all right, well, there's so much other things going on in this country.
Yeah.
But that, you know, that besides COVID. And I think that's where it's almost like you said, yeah, I was quarantined, I'm this, I'm that. But then it's like, people are like, all right, what else?
Somebody wrote that the Corona jokes are already old and we haven't even been on stage. And it's like, yeah, it's like we're coming in August and Corona jokes are kind of played out. We're in phase 4. The Corona jokes are so more, yeah. I saw that written somewhere else, and I'm like, yeah, totally.
That's what I'm saying, Pudge. It's almost as if like, damn, like you think like, oh man, this is gonna be good, and the next thing you know, it's just like people are just like, all right, nope, because like you said, unfortunately it's old, it's revolved so
played
fast.
out, yeah. We've gotten through it. Like in the beginning, it was fresh, it was new, everybody was going through it. Now it's like whatever. We're phase 4. You know, we're having lunch outside at the restaurant now. Like what next. So I guess it's good in a way. I just never got to try them out on a real stage. I don't know. Maybe I'll flip them. Maybe I mean I did spend time writing them, and
Or if you wrote them, Pudge, if you wrote them, you're gonna use them because they good. So I think you'll figure out how to weave it or
right.
come on, man.
We just now here comes the craft. How do you take that and how do you use it or adjust it or twist it or find another backdoor way? That's just part of the craft. So
there you go.
I'm still gonna have them, but for the most part, they're kind of played. But like I said, my first show, I haven't been. A lot of comics have all said they stopped performing in March. I actually stopped in February, so I'm a little colder than everyone else. I got sick in February. I got Bell's palsy. Half of my face was paralyzed.
I know Jim Ross from WWE. He was one of the people I know that has Bell's palsy as well. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah. Out of the blue. So
really?
I stopped in February. It took me about 3 to 4 weeks, and by the 4th week, when I was ready to come back, I was going to go hit the mic to kind of warm up, and boom, that's when everything shut. So I got shut out completely, and now I'm going to hit the stage in this contest, which I'm curious about. It's Mohegan Sun Comedy, Last Comics with an X standing. They have it every year.
So I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I had signed up earlier before the COVID, and now they're having it. So I think I'm in the first or second week in August. I think the second week in August I'm up there. I got to do 5 minutes round. There's like 9 rounds. For the first round, there's like 9 shows, and then they cut it down. You know the breakdown. So I got to come to you for advice because you are the grand champ. You won the competition at Caroline's March Madness because it's the same thing, basically.
Yeah, same thing.
Round. That was 2019, right?
Yeah, that was the last. I'm the last winner because they canceled or postponed this one. So
fuck. So you're the last champ.
The last champ, bro.
The last champ. How was it? How did it feel going through that?
Every week nerve-wracking, bro. Every week you just like fuck, because we don't really do comedy in a 2-minute interval where you're being judged. It's like you do your thing and that's it. But like every week it was a minute, 2 minutes, then 5 minutes. After when it was over, I was just like, thank God I don't have to do this again, because I was just happy, bro.
It was nerve-wracking.
Every week nerve-wracking. Because you every week you're like I've come this far and then you're like all right this.
So it's 1 minute. The first week is 1 minute, then 2 minutes, and then 5 minutes, and then
I think it's 1, 2, 5, 8, 10, and then I think it's supposed to be 15, I believe, for the last one.
Okay. Wow.
So yeah. But like I said, Pudge, every week, I mean, you would just see like. The other comics that were doing it with you, they would feel the same way. They're like, damn, this is so nerve-wracking because we all talented, but it's like to be talented in 5 minutes but that's sometimes how comedy is, where you look at these shows like America's Got Talent and all these things, and you only have a couple minutes and someone's judging you. So, but it was very it was good. It felt like I said, I was happy to win, and I was just happy for it to be over, bro, when it was all said and done.
Wow, thank you for your honesty. I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, you're saying it was fucking nerve-wracking every fucking week, period.
Every week, bro.
Now here's a question that every comic wants to know, because I want to know. Like,
sure.
So did you do the same material? Did you every week was different? Like, what was your technique like?
I think in the beginning, first 3 or 4 rounds, it was just like I was just like just do new shit or just try new things out, or not try new things out, but don't try not to repeat anything. I think as I got in the later rounds, like especially like the last night of the competition, I definitely went back to some of the original jokes I used, but it was just like just trying to because obviously it's pretty much the same people that, like, for example, there were like agents that were like watching, and they were watching from start to finish. And we kind of knew that people were in the audience, watching, and you kind of just wanted to show them that you had
Yeah.
different stuff every week. So,
All right. So
but yeah,
basically, every week you switched it up, but towards the end, and the end is the end. So it's you want to show your conglomerate of
yeah.
everything, and okay, that
So
sounds cool.
it was kind of like the last night. You knew you had to do like 20 plus minutes. So it was like, all right, I'm gonna hit them with some obviously new stuff, but at the same time, I'm gonna like go to one of the jokes that I used in the
Right.
first round or something like that,
Right.
just because hey, it's the last time you're gonna be up there, so you
Yeah.
gotta be playing.
So,
You gotta show them.
right. Oh, cool. Cool. Very. And is it judges or is it audience?
First few rounds, audience. Last round, the last night, they actually bring in judges to watch, and that's cool too, because I think obviously it's just you just want to, especially winning, you just show that all right, that the people in the crowd liked it, and then the judges who weren't watching from week one or whatever, they enjoyed it too. So
Who are your judges? Final judges? Anything? Anybody special?
yeah, there was a couple dudes in radio. It's like a blur. I can't off the top of my head. I can't remember, but
Okay.
there was some good dudes, and they were very very great, nice, and they said really great things, and it just kind of made me feel like, all right, like you bust your ass, and this is the result.
Sweet.
This is great.
What was the
So
prize?
it was cash. You get cash. You get to work more. Obviously at the club. There was certain things. I think the biggest prize, obviously, and it didn't come from Caroline's. I think it just came from from New York, like in terms of people like comics and other people recognizing, how what you did, and I
Yeah.
think your name is like in people's minds, and then it's like, oh shit, we got to get Lawrence to do this, or we got
It's
to.
called heat.
There you
Heat.
go.
You caught the heat. We all
There
know what
you
it is.
go.
We
Yeah,
see
it's a
it.
fact.
We see, and that's a bit because we see the little spurts. There's a little spurt here on somebody. There's a little spurt there. Somebody's got
Yeah.
a heat. But yeah, you winning Caroline's. That's hot. That's white heat because
Yeah,
that's heavy. That's
that's
heavy.
what it is. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all you get the little heat, you get the people are like you said, then people are like, hey, do this, and it's like, all right, cool. So it's like stuff that you've always known, that you're good, and
Yeah.
you've had people who always show you love, but then it's just kind of people that didn't show you love, or people that you didn't know, they come out of and show you a lot of love. So
Yeah. How hard is that in our game? It's like it's not that yeah, they don't. It's not. They're not showing you love, or they're not recognizing because maybe they don't know, or how much of it is because they seen this one bad set you had, and it takes something like winning Caroline's to kind of just you get a clean slate and bonus points. You know what I'm saying? Because I know it's such a fucking hard business, and it's such a mind fuck. I mean, everyone says, yeah, be honest, try new material, extend yourself, don't be afraid. But on the flip side is I'm scared shitless that I try new material, I bomb in front of other comics that now think I suck and are not going to, you know what I'm saying? So it's such a catch-22. You know what I'm saying? Because I know there's so many comics that probably think I suck because I had a bad set. Or I had an audition for a club owner and he's like, nah, whatever. Because I had, you know what I'm, but it's not the case. And now you have to live with that. But Caroline's is nice.
Pudge, that happens, and I agree with you. So, that happens a lot, man. Where you can be, like you say, you can be so talented, and you have one bad set, and then people want to use that or hold that against you for so long. And it's like nah, like I'm good, but like you said, they're like, oh, I remember that set you had 3 years ago. That you had a really bad set, and it's like they want to hold that because that's what they want to
It's
remember.
a stigmatism. It's everybody said it. Like if you're an open micer, they're going to see you as an open micer. Or I'm saying if you're a bringer comic, then if you do a bringer, they're going to see you as a bringer comic. So it's like hard to break these little in-house stereotypes that we carry and prove ourselves and shit. I used to produce a lot of shows, and I know I probably got the stigma. Oh, he's not a comic; he's a producer, and he does comedy. I'm like, no, fuckers, I'm producing because I need stage time because I want to be the best fucking comic. But I know, yeah. So people are like, oh,
Oh, I was gonna say, my bad. I remember back when I first started. I remember you used to have a show at Laugh Lounge.
Right, right. That was one of my
Yeah,
first shows. Yeah,
I remember, man. Yep. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. But that's like you said, that's how people, and it sucks because that happens especially a lot when you're up and coming out of New York. I feel like a lot of the times people see you, they see you how you started, and you started out as a, whether it was like you said, like you started out at open mic, and then that's kind of like how people remember you. But like
yeah,
it's people grow and people comics evolve. Where you as a performer, 10 years ago are is completely different than you are now. So it's like
yeah.
we're all growing, we're all working towards,
It's
something. So
oh, we all grow, we all better, we all improve. But then
hmm
they're like, hey, I want people to see me. How can I show people? I'm like, I'm
hmm
not the same open micer. I have, I got new jokes,
got new
and
jokes, man.
I got better stage presence, or
Of
I'm,
course.
or whatever the case. But
hmm
this is the road we chose, and this is what we got to do. It's timing. It's everything is time. Just what's that saying? Luck, hard work, and timing have to come together, or some
The other,
shit.
hmm yeah,
Yeah,
it definitely does, man. Because like you said, I mean, you just gotta be. I mean, I feel like you just gotta be ready for your opportunity, or you gotta be ready for whatever comes your way. And then like you said, I will say there's a little luck involved and shit, but at the end of the day, I mean, you still got to put in that work,
yeah,
because you can get an opportunity and not be prepared for it, and then you just kind of fall on your face.
yeah.
That's some
Great.
big.
One of the best advice, and I keep things in my head to keep me
Mm-hmm,
motivated. I get advice from different people, but one of the things I got from Delilah at the Laugh Lounge,
mm-hmm.
she said, you want to be, what did she say? You want to be discovered a day late than a day early, or something like
Of
that. You want to be
course.
discovered, yeah. You want to be discovered late than too early.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're discovered too early and you're not ready, then that mindset that that you're
Mm-hmm.
not ready. Like you rather
Mm-hmm.
be discovered like you want to be late, overly late. Like
Of
you want to be
course.
so good, than too early.
I think what Chris Rock was saying something like that too. It's like you when it's too early, like you may not have the time. You may have a hot five, but at the end of
Yeah.
the day, like if you don't have 15, you're gonna get exposed. Whereas if you, like you say, you put in that work, and it's a little later, you're gonna have that material. You're gonna have those chops. You're gonna
Yeah.
be ready.
It's
So
funny because I see that in young comics. They're like
hmm
gunning, they're running and gunning.
uh-huh.
I think I was like that too at one point. I'm sure.
Oh
We
yeah.
we were all running and gunning, but I look back and I laugh. I'm like, really? You
Yeah,
know?
we all were like that, bro. I think we all were like,
Yeah.
yo, like I'm 3 months in, I'm ready for a 2 hour special. Like I got it. I got all the material in the world, and you don't have it,
No,
So,
no, it takes time. I
hmm
mean, I'll never forget. It was my first month in comedy.
hmm
My first month. I only did like one or two open mics.
hmm
One of the open mics I was doing was at the Comedy Cellar
hmm
at a mic, and they also had like a bringer show. And sometimes they used to raffle off a spot on the bringer show from the open mic. So they raffle off a free spot, and I
hmm
won.
Okay.
So, so my first month in comedy, and I'm doing a Thursday night. It's at the Cellar, and I was like, oh shit. And I was only 6, 7, I don't know, 6 minutes,
Uh-huh.
and I got through it. And I'm not saying I just remember getting through it
hmm
smoothly. And I remember some laughs, some. But when I left there, I'm like, oh, I can do Letterman. Letterman is what? Letterman's 5 minutes. I just did.
You
I
did
got. Yeah,
six. You got an extra
I
minute to spare. Yeah, yeah. You
I
good.
did 6. That was smooth.
Uh-huh.
That
Uh-huh.
and it's so wrong. And then I think the comedy gods were watching, because right after that I started immediately failing even worse at everything, at all the mics and all the. I just took a
hmm
nosedive, and it was like, what the fuck? And I
hmm
was like, I was shell shocked, and I think that helped.
Of
I think
course,
the
yeah.
I think the worst thing for a comic is to start off hot. I've seen comics start off hot, and I think that's bad.
Yeah, I think it could be good and bad, but I definitely agree with you on in terms of if you start out too hot, like you don't sometimes depending on the person, you may not want to, you may not develop, or you may not feel like you need to grow more. And I feel like, at the end of the day, like, comedy has a weird way of humbling you. And
Yeah.
like you said, you think like, you think you're like the shit. And then at the end of the day, like, you have that big show, and then you fucking take it to your face.
Right. No, because we're going to take L's. But I think if you start off hot, like, like I was a month in and I took an L, but somebody starts off hot for 6, 7, 8, 9 months, and then they take the L after that. I feel like they're going deeper than you know what I'm saying, because because they went up and now it's a bigger fall.
Of course, no, I know what you mean. I mean,
psychologically,
psychologically, it's like you said, if you start out and you're a month in or 2 months in, and you're doing shows, and you kind of take it to the face, it kind of makes you say, all right, I need to just continue to work on this.
Yeah.
But if you're 6, 7 months and you're just like, you're hot shit, and then you take that L in your face like 5 months later, it's gonna, like you said, that fall is gonna be harder because you've already established a pattern in your mind where you're like, I'm good. I'm that work ethic, it's real.
No, I embraced that failure that first couple of months, because that made me go out and get the comedy Bible, and I learned how to write a joke, and I was like, wow, it was such an eye opener, because I didn't know there was a formula.
Of course, no, I know.
I didn't know.
We just go out there. I think what it is when you first start, you just got that energy, that youthful exuberance, that energy, and you just like, all right, fuck it, I'm just gonna go out there and just be funny, without the structure, without the putting it together. And then after a while, sometimes, and like you said, that could be good and that could be bad, because you don't really, sometimes it may force you, you may say, I don't need structure in my material. And then sometimes you may say, oh man, this didn't work, so I'm going to figure out how to structure it properly.
Yeah, it takes time. It's a lot of hard falls, a lot of L's, a lot of lessons learned. I look back, I miss being a young comic because it was fun when I was naive. I've heard this a lot from older comics, and there's like, enjoy your time in the open mics, because you're all just young kids running. It's like kindergarten. You're all in a happy place together, and then the more you move up, the more problems you have and shit like that. So it's like, and then you grow apart, and people drop out, people quit, people go missing, and then people succeed, or people just find their own path, and before you know it, all your little friends are in different schools of comedy somewhere else, and it's like,
I remember we used to go to, there was an open mic, Tino had an open mic at Bar 82. I mean, that was, 2011, 2012, and I just remember all the people that was there, and there was so many talented people, and like you said, some of them, they go on to, bigger things, and some people, they stop, or they stay stagnant, or life just happens, and so you never know who in that open mic you're with, or who you begin with is going to. There's no rhyme or reason.
It's funny. It reminds me of the military. I remember when I got to basic training, and the first day, drill sergeants picked us up and they put us in a classroom, and they just told us, look to your left, look to your right, look to your front, look to your back, look all around you, look at everybody. At the end of this basic training, not everyone's going to be here. He goes, look around. Everyone's not going to make it. Everyone's not going to make it to infantry school. Everyone's not going to make it. Look around real good. But some of these people in this room right now are not going to be here in 4 months. And we were all like, oh, shit. It was scary. He says, you motherfuckers not going to make it. It was a lot more yelling and cursing. But, yeah, not so. Yeah, he was right. He was right. I was like, wow.
That's the truth, man. It's like you said, I've seen so many good comics, whether they went on and started a family, and then, you didn't see them as much, or, life, or some people just were like, I don't want this. I don't want to do this. It was,
the struggle. Yeah.
It's, so, you don't know who you're with. And when I say who you're with, like you said, who's to the right or who's to the left, that's going to be there with you.
What you said is a good point. People starting families. I've seen a lot of that, and I feel like I'm in a different position than everybody else. What is my handicap initially? Because I started late, because I had a family early.
Mm-hmm.
So I started when I was 32. I already had a wife and kids. Like, I'm behind the eight ball. You know what I'm saying? And I already had a family, which is just mad difficult. And I was always jealous of the young comics. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
they're young, no ties, no wife, no nothing. They have absolute freedom. And that's the way you want to do it for the
Mm-hmm.
most part. That's the most recommended way. But then as the years pass by and I get older, so do those young comics. And I've
Mm-hmm.
seen a pattern of those young comics get like in their 30s, and now they have this where am I going? Am I going to have kids? Do I want to have a family phase?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, and that's when I'm like, wow. So maybe in a way, it was my handicap in the beginning, but in the long run, I'm kind of lucky because I don't have to think about that, you know?
Well, that's one
And
thing. Yeah.
yeah, I see guys, I mean, men and women, comedians,
Mm-hmm.
start thinking about having kids and families and how much they put in the comedy. And it's now it's 10, 12 years later, and they're not in a major relationship. And I
Mm-hmm.
see it in their eyes and I see the sadness, and I'm like, wow, that's fucking hard.
Yeah, I think that's one thing. That's a big thing too. Like you said, like you know, with kids, wanting kids, not wanting kids, you know, doing stand up, because a lot of people chase, like you said, you chase this and you don't know what's behind the door. You don't know what's behind that door. So you could be plugging away for 15 years. And like you said, you start out, some people, you know, some people start out 22 and then 15
Yeah.
years in and nothing's really happened. At 30, you know, almost 40, no kids, none of that shit. And it's
Yeah.
kind of
And
like,
the biological clock is ticking for men too.
mm-hmm.
People think, oh, it's the women want to have babies. No, I've seen guys, I've seen
Mm-hmm.
dudes like, yeah, I want a family, I want to have kids, and it's deep, and it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
wow,
You'll see that a lot, man. You'll see that a lot
yeah,
with dudes where, like you said, like, because a lot of, you know, people always say, oh, well, you're a guy, you can have a kid at, you know, 45, 50,
nah,
you know, but
they want to run with the kids. Man, they want to be able, yeah, they can have a kid at 50, but they're gonna play stickball with, are they gonna play football with the kid at 60?
well, that's what I'm saying, you know, so
Yeah, yeah,
that's what a lot of people say. It's like, you got to figure that, you
yeah.
know, you got to figure that out, bro. So,
It's it's
uh,
it's a hard life.
yeah, because I look at my friends, like, you know, they have, you know, kids and, you know, and like you said, I mean, there are comics, don't get it twisted, there are comics who have, you know, kids and that whole life. And at the end of the day, yeah, they still figured it out, but it's definitely a tougher road because, like
Yeah,
you said, you gotta, Pudge, you out here, you know, like you said, you're trying to start it up, and then but you got responsibilities at home, you know, so.
yeah. No, it was definitely hard. It definitely, I'm not gonna say it held me back, but my plate was full.
Hmm.
Being a dad and a husband and all that. But again, I take advice from elder comics,
Hmm.
and what I always remember is I had the opportunity to meet John Leguizamo one
Hmm.
time. I was a bouncer, and there was a special event at the club where I used to bounce at, and he came through, and I met him. Fucking great guy. He is
Hmm.
who he is. He's a freaking great guy. Then I had to sneak to the VIP to go hang with him because I was so excited because I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
And we were just kicking it because he's from Queens, I'm from Queens, same neighborhood,
Hmm.
and we and same background. He's Colombian, my family's Colombian, so we were just kicking it.
Uh-huh.
And I told him I'm a comic and blah blah blah, and I had to get back to my post. So I was like, yeah, John, I gotta go. Thank you, for chatting and talking. And I asked him, I said, yo, so listen, any advice? Like we always do when we meet an elder. We always, any advice? Any
Hmm.
comedy advice? And he said, just like every other elder, same thing. Stage time, stage time, stage time. Hit the
Hmm.
stage every night as much as you can. You got to do what you got to do. And when
Hmm.
he said that, I got a little numb, and I was like, yeah, John, I know that, I know. I said the problem is I got a family, and he didn't even skip a step. He was like, yeah, that sucks. He said right, yeah, that sucks. That
Hmm.
sucks. He goes, but
Hmm.
listen, this is how it's going to work. You're still going to make it. It's just going to take you longer. All right.
Exactly. Hmm.
I was like, all right, cool. And I always held that. I always held. So I'm like, all right, I'll run with that. And it is what it is, And this, everyone's different. And
Everyone's different, man. There's no set time. There's no if you do this then this. Like so everyone's different, bro.
yeah, there's no textbook.
Mm-mm.
It's
Mm-mm.
it's
Not
it's yeah. I tell people I don't wish this on anybody. It's a hard
no.
life.
It definitely is, and you see that with a lot of comics. I think a lot of times you'll see someone and you know they'll have some. I mean, we all got issues, but I mean you know you see some comics and they really have some real demons, bro. Like you know inside of them because it's just like you said, it's the life that you know a lot of people chose. Late nights. A lot of times people are out here fucking drinking, you know, doing drugs, like all you know because it helps a
Yeah,
lot of times, and
it numbs the pain.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, it numbs the pain for a lot of people, and a lot of times you'll see the people are very they rely on you know certain vices because it in their mind or they feel as if it helps them creatively.
Yeah, yeah, that's something I learned a long time ago. Like I mean, I was always a drinker, but
Hmm.
I never drank before a show. Not heavy. Maybe I'd have one drink. But
Hmm.
somebody told me, I forgot who it was. It's like, yo, you can't get hammered just because you do well and because you're loose and before a set. You can't be getting hammered. You know, what if you do Letterman? What are you going to
Hmm.
ask for? You ask for a bottle of vodka in the green room and fucking down it? You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? You can't get used to that. That's just going to be, that's a crutch.
Well,
So,
that's like any job. I mean, you got a
yeah,
job, like you're not supposed to really go there drunk or like you
yeah.
know. So you know, if you play pro basketball, like you're not supposed to go there like play before a finals game drunk. So it's kind of like I think as comics, I feel like you said, it when a comic or a person feels like yeah, I'm funnier drunk or I'm
No,
funnier, like you know, it almost it's
I
not.
no, I got lucky. I learned a lesson. I learned that lesson. I'm not funny drunk. Thank
Hmm.
God. It was at an open mic,
Hmm.
and I had a camera, so that's how I knew.
Hmm.
A funny story. Like I said, back in the day, I was an open micer, and I was a
Hmm.
bouncer at the time. You know Cooper Rigo?
Of course, yeah, yeah, I know
So
Cougar.
I got that motherfucker a job at my club as a bouncer, right?
Uh huh.
So
Uh huh.
we're working a Sunday night, and sometimes people leave. You know, it's bottles. Everyone's ordering bottles,
Hmm.
and somebody left a full bottle. So I kind of copped it, put it in my bag, and I and I was like, "Yo, Coop, we got drinks on me tomorrow. Let's hit when we hit the mics because it's Sunday night. We're working. On Monday
Hmm.
is our mic day. It was it,
Yeah.
it was New York Comedy Club, then the Laugh Lounge, and then
Uh-huh.
Underground Lounge, and then
Okay.
maybe the Cellar to watch a show. So Monday was our big workout day, and so we got to the New York Comedy Club like the 4 or 5 o'clock mic.
Uh huh.
We got a couple of sodas. I got the vodka. And I mean, I think we started in my car, and then we
Uh huh.
started drinking,
Uh
and
huh.
it was a long list. And by the time I got up there, oh my God! I mean,
Fucking wasted.
I didn't know until I got home and I watched it,
Uh
and
huh.
I said, "Oh my God! Oh my God!" I was cringing. I was embarrassed. Thank God!
Yeah.
Thank God! We were shit faced, and we had a great time. We got lost going to the third club. We were so shit. I was shit faced. Because we all the club that we've been going to, the what is it, the open mic
Uh huh.
uptown, we got lost. We were so
That's
fucked up.
funny.
Yeah,
That's
we
dude.
went there 100 times, but by the time we hit the third mic, we got lost and we didn't make it.
You didn't make it to. That's
We forgot we
dude.
forgot what street it was on. That's
That's
how
fucking
fucked.
hilarious.
But thank
But
God,
that
yeah, yeah, thank God I found out at an open mic and I had a camera and I was like, that's it.
I
That
think I remember one time years ago. I remember I took some edibles before I got on stage, and then I same thing. I listened to a voice recording of the set. You know, and man, it was embarrassing how bad I was. Like you know, and it just made me realize like it's like come on, bro.
it's
Like yo,
mm,
like don't do drugs, don't do anything before you like go on stage. I try not to
yeah,
drink like I'm you know I try not to drink before I'm on stage because the same thing. It's just like
yeah,
you know I mean I understand you know I understand sometimes you know you feel you want to like kind of take the edge off just a little bit, but at the end of the day like we've got like I can autopilot my shit so much now that it's like all right Lawrence you don't need to drink before you go
right.
on stage so
It's a huge impact, and even after that. So after that drink and, you know, that whole drunk Mike shit, I really never drank before a show, with the exception of maybe one drink. You know, the one I'll carry up there. Maybe I'll, you know, I'll order it before. And one time it was at Times Square Arts Center. I was hosting a bringer show. There was a young comic. You know, he's a new jack doing a bringer. He was so excited, and he wanted to buy me a drink. And you know, I didn't want to say no, and he was all happy and shit. So he bought me one drink, and then we finished. And he's like, yo, let me get another one and another round. I'm like, again, I didn't want to say no. He's all happy, and I'm like, all right, it's only 2 drinks, whatnot. And so I'm like, oh, I'm not fucked up. We didn't do a bottle of vodka, so I was just only 2 drinks, and I'm hosting. But it didn't matter because I wasn't belligerent. I wasn't fucking off nuts and loud and nuts. I was actually cool and calm. The problem was those little drinks created a disconnect between my brain and my mouth.
Of course.
So I was cool, I was calm, I was relaxed, but in the middle of my shit, disconnect.
Of course.
And it was like, oh shit, what's the next line, or what's the punch, or what's the set? You know what I'm saying? So I was like, so even 2 drinks, and I was like, nah, that's it, no. And that was by accident. But yeah, that's alcohol and drugs. I don't know. Some guys, I don't know. I mean, I don't recommend it.
There's some very, I'm going to say this, there's some comics in the city that, I mean, I know personally, I've seen them do lines of coke before they went on stage and fuck. And I mean, they're so talented that they are able to fucking body the set, but it's just like, at the end of the day, the average comic should not be, you know, drinking or doing drugs before they go on stage. Like, it's just the thing, man. You just don't want to do it.
And the problem is they get away with it, and they do good. So now, let's say they continue to kill, they become a successful comic 5, 10 years down the line. You know, how much bigger is that drug problem? You know what I'm saying? It's like, and that's the problem. If they do, like, I was blessed that I fucked up at the mic, and I had that little trip with that one other set. Because if I would have been successful, then that would encourage the drinking. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you mean.
So, yeah, those guys do lines. In the long run, it's going to catch up.
I think the very first time I ever like really got on stage, I had to like get like super drunk. I had to drink like probably like 3 or 4 Jack and Gingers. This is like, you know, and just so I could feel comfortable, you know. And at the end of the day, I mean, I was faded, but it didn't feel good. So if you ask like every big show I've like had in the last like maybe 5, 6 years, like it's I go up there sober. Now I have a drink afterwards just because it's like, all right, this was like before. Nah, bro, nope, can't be that. I don't want to be. And like I said, everyone's different. You know, some people work for it, but not me. No. And actually, long story short, I ended up becoming an alcoholic. But I quit. So I've been dry for 3 years now. Awesome, dope.
So yeah,
you know what I was gonna say? I just watched you know, obviously I don't know. You know, I watched the DMX, Snoop Dogg. They did like a versus battle, and I saw. And DMX was the same. He said he was sober. He was clean. He was sober for years now. So it's like, you know, I think as performers, we, you know, like you said, it's so easy to hit the drink, like, you know, or to fall to, you know, to do other things or whatever. So that's awesome. Let's go, Pudge.
Yeah, no. And again, it's entertainers and performers. The drugs and alcohol are just, they're right there.
Right there.
They're right there. I mean, Jesus. And I feel like I was blessed / cursed with the alcohol, because I shit you not, I must have gone at least several years with never paying for a drink. Because I worked in a club. So, you know, the waitress had me. The bartenders had me. You know what I'm saying? Then I became a comic. And now I'm getting them at the comedy clubs, you know? And it's like wherever I never had to buy a drink. And it was just so fucking easy. And it was like, this is cool. But in the end, it caught up. It always catches up.
Catches up.
It snowballed. It snowballed. And I fell inside the bottle. But like you know, I've been doing comedy. I'm going on 15 years, but I can honestly say I lost 4 because I was inside the bottle for 4 of those years. So I really wasn't. I may have been in the game, and I never quit, but the productivity was not. You know?
I hear that a lot too, bro. Like where, like you said,
Yeah.
a lot of comics, like you see, and that's the thing too. I noticed, like I see so many comics who same thing, man. They're like, yo, I'm sober. I haven't drank in years because, like you said, same thing. It's just like it became that you're not productive. You miss
Yeah.
out on those good years. Like so yeah, man.
Yeah. It's crazy. So I tell all the young comics, just stay clean or just be really, really responsible. That's it.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't worth it. It'll catch up. It'll in the end. It always does.
It always
It,
does, bro.
I thought I was invincible. I thought I was the man. I drank. I mean, it's that ego, the testosterone. I was a soldier. I forget about it. I learned to drink in the military. Are you kidding me?
Hmm. Hmm.
Doing shit ain't shit. I got
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
It caught up. It caught up. So thank God.
Hmm.
3 years. 3 years. My last drink was Easter Sunday, 2017.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So I just made 3 years. So not bad. Not bad.
That's what's, listen, man. Every day is a blessing, Pudge. For real, good, man. I'm happy for you,
Yeah.
bro. For
Yeah.
real.
Oh, making a comeback, making plans. What are your plans for this? For the post Corona? Like, what's your vision? I mean, I don't know when everything's gonna open up, but what do you see yourself 6 months, 1 year?
I mean, on some type of working on some type of special project show that I love, like whether it's sneakers or sports, things like that. Obviously, continuing just to like hit the road. I was doing a little bit before COVID. Continue to work, and that's really it, man. Because this is definitely stopped a lot of good things, man, for a lot of good people, man.
Yeah, it's a huge freeze.
Hmm.
It's just and it leveled the playing field,
Hmm.
which is kind of hilarious in a
Hmm.
way. Didn't matter thousands of comics, and we're in so many different levels and statuses, and now everybody went
Hmm.
flat, and we're all at the bottom. It's like we're all at the bottom together, and it's almost scary and exciting that when this thing, finally is behind us, and the clubs are open, where's everybody's position going to be? Because I got a funny feeling not everyone's position is going to be the same as it was before.
Oh, without a shadow, it definitely won't be, man, because you got to realize, like, that if you were at a club or you were wherever before, the people who were above you that may have been on the road or, doing whatever, they may have to come down to the club. So the club
Yeah,
is going to,
yeah,
like you said, it's never been we've never been in a situation where everyone basically, like, just, hasn't been doing stand up for months. But yeah, it's definitely going to be, clubs they're going to be obviously not running at full capacity. It's going to be less shows. There's going to be a lot of different things, man, we've never seen before. So,
yeah. So yeah, scary and exciting.
yep, there
So
you go, bro.
that's why I'm focusing on the technology. This is part of the aspect of comedy that I didn't focus on, that I ignored uh,
Hmm.
for whatever reason. I'm stupid, but
Nah.
because of the quarantine and no shows, now I have the time. So I'm producing these IG lives. I did a segment. I got 6 feet, 6 questions, like
Hmm.
A Corona style street interview with
Okay.
comics. What are you in Brooklyn?
Queens.
You're in Queens. Oh, even better. I'll give you a shot. We can do 6 feet, 6 questions.
All right,
I
cool,
gotta
man.
do.
Hit me up, man.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm doing all this technology, creating content, hopefully leading to a podcast on the backside of this. But let's see what happens.
Let's see,
Just
man.
yeah, stay busy, stay creative, and God help all.
Definitely, Pudge. I appreciate you, man. For real.
No problem, man. Yeah, listen, that's our time. I gotta let you go
Appreciate.
because Instagram only gives us like an allotted time. So yeah,
Definitely, man.
otherwise, they put up a clock, so it's gonna come up in a few. But yo, listen, Lawrence Deloach, thank you so much.
Oh, Pudge, thank you, man. I appreciate you, man. Great talking to you, man. Definitely we see each other in the future soon, man.
No doubt. What part of Queens you're in?
Q Gardens.
Oh shit, you're right down the road. All right, I'm by Queens Center Mall, down Queens
All right.
Boulevard.
All right.
All right,
So
I'll
yeah,
definitely give you a shout.
hit me up, man.
All right, I will. Lawrence Deloach, thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.
All right, cool. See you, man. Take care.
Be good. Guys, Lawrence Deloach, the one and only, the last Caroline's March Madness champion. The last. So technically he's the only one right now standing from 2019. Thank you, Lawrence. Much appreciated. Thank you for coming out. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Had a great time. Hot Pudge IG, this is episode 21. If you missed any part of this episode or want to see other episodes or future episodes, go to my YouTube channel, Hot Pudge Sunday. Again, Hot Pudge Sunday, Hot Pudge Sunday. I'm going to use my YouTube channel. Sign up, subscribe. Let's have a good time. I got the IG lives. I got a couple of Facebook lives. I got some stand-up. And I have that segment I was talking about, 6 feet, 6 questions, a Corona interview. It's a lot of fun. Went around the city and interviewed a bunch of comics, Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Queens. And I'm also going to continue it, as I said before, with Lawrence. I'll hit him up. I guess it'll be season 2, phase 4 of 6 feet, 6 questions. But yeah, I'm going to be doing it again. So stay tuned. I hope to see you guys again. Next show will be this Wednesday. Again, as I stated last week, just a heads up, since I started these IG Lives, they've been on Sundays and Wednesdays. But now the baseball season has started, I will be changing the time and day because I got to see my Mets. Also, I don't want to compete with baseball. So, yeah, so they'll be changing. I'll be changing the times. August, I'll finish out the next couple of Wednesdays and Sundays. I think at least two or three Wednesdays, Sundays. And then August, I'll probably do interviews between Monday and Friday at different times. So definitely stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Thank you for letting me in your homes. Check out my YouTube channel. Again, Hot Pudge Sunday. Guys, behave, and let's go Mets.